Hey Manic RC, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be building the Injora IR60 on an Injora universal low center of gravity carbon fiber chassis. I'm pretty much going to use all Injora parts. Except for like the battery and transmitter and receiver. Really love the look of the little truck. Picked out this grill for it. I think that one looks best, so I'm gonna do that. I've already popped the window out because I actually saw a post on Facebook. Someone had painted theirs like an army green, and I really loved the way it looked. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be sanding it down, priming it gray. That's why I bought the gray body. And I'm gonna paint it this flat army green. I think that's gonna look really cool. I hope so anyway. I'm not sure what tires or bead locks I'm going to use yet, but I've got it narrowed down to 2. Once I get my axles, I'm going to see how this stuff looks on here, but it's either going to be the 1.0 Kraken all-terrain tires, or if they'll fit, the 1.3 Klingons. So I'm going to do those. One of those two. Still trying to figure out which Injora axles I'm going to use. Definitely not the portal axles. I don't want it real high up. I want it kind of lower than my IR40. And yeah, I'm going to get to work on building the chassis and make sure that everything fits, because some people have problems with the front clipping into their chassis. So I'm going to make sure that all works out. And then I'm going to sand this thing and get it painted this weekend. So here's the body all built up. I think it really, really looks cool. Can't wait to paint this thing green. Alright, so I got the universal low center of gravity chassis built, and happy to report that everything stays on. The clip stays mounted, everything's nice and firm, body's not gonna flip up. I was kind of worried about that after seeing other people's videos, but with this chassis, everything is a-okay. Looks good. I'm thinking the 1.3s on the tires. Maybe it's gonna have to be. Alright. Yeah, that's a cool looking truck. It's gonna be nice. Alright, so let me disassemble it and paint this sucker. Okay, got it all sanded down. Used 600 grit and I wet sanded it. Yeah, ready for the primer. Let me get this thing primed. So, yep, it's all primed up, drying. I'll let it dry for 24 hours. And kind of looks good, primer gray. But yeah, primer gray, so green. Next up, I'm gonna leave the front grille the stock gray and the little vent pieces stock gray too, to have some contrast. And we'll see how it looks. Gotta let it dry up, and then I'll paint this sucker green. Okay, here it is, all finished. Nice army green. I used this grill. Yeah, I think it looks good. The hardest part about the body were these little rear view mirrors. They were kind of a pain to get on, but yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I got the brass links, adjustable links for it. The double-decker battery tray, and the steel metal drive shafts. I got the black ones this time. I usually do the silver, but changing it up. And now all I have to do is pick out my axles. I've got the servo on the way and the shocks on the way, and then I will be able to finish this build and go out and run it. Yep, pretty cool. It's probably gonna get all scratched up, but that'll just add to the look. Very cool. Okay, it's build day. All my parts have finally come in. Doing the brass links. Again, the double-decker battery tray. Steel drive shafts. I went with the 59 millimeter shocks. I was gonna go with some shorter ones, but with the 1.3 tires I'm gonna use, I think these would be best. And then I got the aluminum transmission case and the low range crawler steel gears. My axles just came in, and they are actually the same axles that I have on my IR40. I like those a lot. I like the silver steering links too. One day I'm gonna get the diamond axles for, I'm sure I'll do another build on this thing, on a new build on the TRX4M platform. Maybe when Injora releases a new body, or I've thought about the Mias Racing body, change it up a little bit, do something different. Not sure yet. And got the 7 kilogram servo, which I have on my Tarantula, and on 3S it really rocks. I really like it a lot, so went ahead and went with another one of those because the price point is really good. Using my Spectrum DX3C, my old trusty transmitter, so got a little cheap receiver off eBay, a little knockoff. It was 12 bucks. So I'll be using that. And then just came in the new 1721 Purple Viper brushless motor. It's an update from the original Purple Viper. This one's 2800 kV as opposed to the 3000 something the last one was, using the Injora ESC, just like I did on my Tarantula, and love it. I went ahead and hooked these guys up to my computer and programmed it, did all the settings, and the settings as it comes are definitely not correct. So if you get a little Purple Viper, you definitely need to, hook it up to your computer with the little link and program it, because the motor poles weren't correct, the kV rating wasn't correct. Had to go in there and adjust all that, which isn't hard once you get the driver installed. which hope I don't have to do that again because I forget how I finally did it, but it took me a few tries to actually get that installed. So yeah, that's it, I think. Where I'm gonna start, I don't, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and build the links first, get those out of the way. Then I'll build the shocks, get those ready. And then I'll probably go ahead and install everything, including the axles, on my chassis, get it all built up, and then I'll build the transmission and, you know, put the motor on, figure out how the little adapter mount goes, because the Purple Viper comes with this little adapter to hook to the transmission, so I haven't messed with that yet. Has a very tiny grub screw for the pinion. Luckily it comes with an Allen key wrench because I do not have one that small. Something I need to look into buying. And that is it. Let me go ahead and get started on the links and shocks. Maybe I'll update you when those are built and kind of work through the progress of this thing. All right, let me get started. Okay, starting off with the links, I just wanted to show you on the upper links, I am going to be using, or putting the little, let's see if I can get that, the little, they come with little black spacers. I'm going to be using on the upper links a little black spacer on each end of the upper links. I have that on my IR60 and it worked really well as far as adjusting the axle. So yeah, I'm going to be using those, one on each side. Seems to help with the crawling ability and the angle of the axles. These things are really easy to build. And I like the brass because of the weight down low on them. They work really well. So yeah, there's one built, and then you just have to snap the little ball end in, which I usually just push down on the flat surface, and those are, again, easy to do. I like these Injora links with the plastic ball ends because, like I just did, they are adjustable, so you can kind of tweak the links if needed. So there's one built, and I'm going to go ahead and build the rest of them. On the front, high clearance links, on the front of the link, I'm using, they come with these little angled ball ends. I use those on my IR40, and with the aluminum axles, they go in and match up and mount on the axles really well. And I forget the direction they go. Let's see. Yeah, the left-hand side would go just like that. So that'll be on the front, and the rest of all the links just use the standard ball ends. Okay, links are all built up. Done deal. And just show you after the links are built, that's all the extra stuff Injora sends you in case you bust the ball end or whatever. Love that about Injora. They always send you extra parts. Now on to the shocks. I love these Injora shocks. They're very nice. If built right, they're very smooth. I've shown on my other videos, but I'll show on this one. The one thing I do use is Team Associated green slime on the lower part of the shaft where the O-rings are. Grease those up really good, and I haven't had any of my Injora shocks leak yet doing those. Let me show you. So yeah, I just take the little lower cap off, move the shock shaft up and down until the O-ring comes out, and there's the little plastic cover, and then I just get a toothpick and put it on the O-ring and the plastic cover, plastic little disc, and put some inside. Get that coated, and then I just get my fingers dirty and kind of lube it all up, move it around on the shaft. Doesn't take a whole lot, you know. Then I usually put just a little bit more on the end, like so. It's on the shaft. Then I move it up and down. Oh, that little spacer came out, so since that came out, I'll go ahead and put some on that too. And this stuff really keeps the shocks from leaking and gives it a nice smooth action. So once I do all that, I hold the shaft and push all that stuff back up inside, like so. And a little bit usually gets on the threads, which is good because it, again, keeps them from leaking. Then put the cap back on. And I just get it finger tight. And move it up and down. And it's nicely lubricated. And then on these shocks, I use 20 weight oil, and I think it's like 12 drops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Put like 12 drops of shock fluid in there. Move it up and down. Needs a little touch more. And I get it to where it's about just a little underneath the cap, and move the piston up and down. Make sure there's no air bubbles. And then I extend the piston all the way out and put the cap back on. Careful to not cross thread, of course. And I usually tighten it up, feel the action. And that's got just a little touch too much, so what I do is undo the cap, push it in, let some squeeze out, pull it back out. Take the cap off. yeah, there was a little too much in there, so I'll pull it back out. Put the seal on. Get the cap back on. And that's perfect for me. That's what I like. It'll extend all the way out and stay. And tighten that cap up really good. And it goes all the way in and then comes out about that far. And I'll try to match all my shocks up like that. So let me build the rest of them. All right, got the links, shocks, and axles all built up. Got the lay down servo mount on and the servo mounted. So now I'll take the body off and get these things mounted up to the chassis. All right. Okay, that's where it stands now. Got everything mounted up. May have to get some 53mm shocks. We'll see when it's all done. The 59s might be too long for what I'm looking for, but we'll see once I get all the weight on it. And yeah, we'll see. Now on to the transmission and mounting up the purple Viper. It's gonna look good. Well, I have to apologize. I got so involved in building the transmission and installing the motor, which is the first time I've installed this motor, that I didn't record any of it. So it's easy to put together, and transmission is only 3 years, and it only goes one way, so it was really easy to put together. So, and just that weight lowered it down a little bit. Once I get the body on there, it should be fine. Yeah, I'm sorry I didn't show you any of that stuff. I got involved and just completely forgot about recording any of it. And I got the drive shafts on there too. Went on nice and easy. These Injora parts really rock. So that is it. Now I have to put the double-decker battery tray on there, mount up my electronics, and build the bead locks and tires. So let me get on that. Okay, all the electronics are installed. I'm gonna have to keep the battery back here with the wiring. It just doesn't fit with the body on the double decker. And of course I've got some wire maintenance to do, but it is all hooked up and here, good to go. Steering, all good to go. So nothing left to do but put the body back on and build some tires and wheels. So let me go ahead and do that. Well, one little quick thing. I got the headlights installed. Forgot about those. I did that. And then I did get the 3S LiPo mounted on the double-decker battery tray. I couldn't stand it sitting in the back. I mean, weight's an issue, and then also looks. I like the bare back, so I got that in there. So now to go ahead and get the tires built and put them on. Okay, it's all finished. Here it is, all built up. Looking pretty good, I think. I took it outside on some small rocks and there's no rubbing on the body or anything. And just like the Fat Viper, this new little purple Viper is really nice. Let me show you the slow crawl. It's very smooth. And it's got some decent speed. I'm liking the green a lot. Yep, it's really nice. And the articulation, let's see if I can do this one-handed. Here's a big jack for some of my tent scale, but put that on there. I think that's pretty darn good as far as articulation. And like I said, no rubbing. So yeah, that's it. Now, got to pop the body off and do some wire maintenance and get it all dialed in and set up. Running it on the 3S LiPo, ended up fitting in there perfectly. So yeah, I am extremely happy with the build. It took me, with my work schedule and painting it and everything, it took me actually a few weeks to get it built. And ordering parts and waiting for the purple Viper to come in. But yeah, I'll get it out on some better rocks and do some more tweaking, and this should be a fun one. Well, thanks for watching the build. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please like, please subscribe to my channel. Now I'm starting to wonder what my next one will be. Hopefully Injora comes out with a new body soon. So you guys take care, be safe out there, and I'll see you next time.